can't do it.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Ask Mathis. I'm your host, Reggie Mathis, and not rocking with me today is Wild Man Teddy T. He's doing what he's doing. He's dispensing justice, but it's all good, man. We got lots on deck, lots to talk about. 786-801-0031. Want to give us a call, and our brother Step, man, holler at us, man. What we rocking with first? So we're going to Texas, I see.
Yeah, I see you really have nothing political for me.
I sent
nothing up on your boy.
Bro, I seen some stuff this morning, man. I seen some stuff that went down yesterday in Congress, bro. If you could play that video, it's going to really be a doozy. It's really going to be a doozy because it was a cat fight. It was a cat fight. Margie Taylor Greene. I think it's on the IG, but it was this morning. But, man, it's the Ask Mathis show, 786-801-0031, man. Appreciate all y'all rocking with us today on Video Mix in Orlando, Tampa, man, and throughout the jails, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Word gets back to us, man, that y'all really enjoy the show. Appreciate y'all very much. So, man, we taking y'all straight to Texas right now, man. Boy, they got a governor in Texas, bro, who got nothing but time on his hand. He confined to a wheelchair, so, as soon as people starting to have too much fun, he shut it down. So this goes back to a guy who was driving a Lyft. During the whole George Floyd Black Lives Matter ordeal back in 2020, driving a Lyft, Army veteran, purposely went to an area where he knew that protesters were, and he's going to pick up, a protester, and then he's deciding that he's going to go and, harass the people. So in harassing the people, he ends up killing somebody. He ends up killing a protester, went to trial, lost, and was convicted. And back, even when he got convicted, about a year ago, Governor Abbott was threatening to give him a pardon. Well, that threat just came to fruition. He just pardoned this man who, shot and killed a Black Lives Matter protester, man. So, that's... they talk about weaponizing and politicizing. What more weaponizing and politicizing the justice system is in display than that?
Wow. Is there a limitation on these pardons?
No, as long as you're the governor, that's like, some of the powers of the king. Like, the governors have pardon power, and that can't be questioned. But for state matters, just like in federal matters, the president has pardon powers that can't be questioned. People be mad all the time. They usually do it on the way out, they're up late to 11:59, signing these orders, releasing folks. And, that's what, ends up happening, man. But this is just one of those situations that's unfortunate. So, yeah, this is it right here, bro. So this right here happened yesterday, bro. The congressional and the poor white men, bro. And I say the poor white men because on the left, you have Jamie Raskin, who's the ranking member of the House, so he's a Democrat, and then on the right, you have the chairman, bro. And you can tell neither one of them want any of this smoke stuff. Neither one of them want this smoke, bro. Cause it gets nuts. So you're gonna have to play it, and then you have to swipe it, cause it's 5 videos. And when I tell you, I pay for this, cause you got Crockett. Crockett is she rising, bruh. She rising up the ranks, man. She's behind Fannie Willis in Atlanta. She's behind Sexy Red. She's behind Ice Spice. But she rising in the ranks, man. Crockett, she about that life for real, man. She's a black female congresswoman. So take it away, Step.
No order.
Who's
It's me.
Ms. Crockett?
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
What now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's a
Hold on.
part of
I'm trying
the.
to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to strike
I
those
had no idea what
words.
you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just.
You just voted to do
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look, calm down. Calm down.
No, because this is what y'all
get
do.
the proceedings.
So I'm trying to
Hey,
get
Ms. Crockett,
clarification.
you're not
So
recognized.
like,
Ms.
man,
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And you
yelling.
don't want
Calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
Calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can we
come and
send
talk
a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Order.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Now swipe it, so you'll see what Margie Taylor Greene said.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman, that's
You wanna
right.
turn it up?
He's advising. Okay.
He's advising. Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
President. Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Order.
Mr.
That's
Chairman,
beneath each of
you
the
engage in the order of your committee.
You can slide it, because you'll see, like, it just, yeah. This is Congress, sir. This is the United States Congress. This is not Panama. This is not Uganda. This is, this is our seat of legislation, our legislative body, bro. This is Congress right now.
Within this hearing, is a motion in order to refer your conduct and your abuse of.
It's not a point of order. not a
Mister,
point-
I do have a point of order, and I would like to move to take down Ms. Green's words. That is absolutely unacceptable. How dare you attack
meeting will
the
suspend,
physical
meeting
appearance
will
of another
suspend.
person?
Are your feelings
Her
hurt?
words down. Oh, girl, baby girl.
Oh, really?
Don't even play,
Baby girl? I don't think
We are gonna move, and we're gonna take your words down.
I
Thank you.
second that motion.
Cortez right there, boy. That's the other hot mama in there, boy.
We're suspending.
You can slide it, man.
Absolutely.
You can slide it.
Every single time they attack President Trump. They think the way to win an argument
That's what
is
she
to
calls
attack
bleach
President
blonde,
Trump. You
bad
talk
body.
about character attacks, it goes on and on. Also, members of this committee attack me repeatedly, over and over and over again, constantly. But they're offended when I say something back. And I think this needs to be called out, Mr. Chairman, because the hypocrisy is screaming and the American people watch it every single day. And I will not apologize for my words, and I will not change them. And I will not tolerate being treated this way constantly on this committee and in other committees. And I think that we need, if we're going to
See, the men
hold
like
hearings
this-
like this and hold Mary
No
and contempt of Congress, I think we should move forward and go ahead and do
They were
that.
talking about last night over drinks,
Every single time
over cocktails.
they attack
Okay,
President
bro.
Trump.
You know that's what it was on, man.
That's hilarious.
Is that it? Do we need to say anything else? Or we just let it go, man.
Man, I think previously we used to look at these other countries, see them fighting like little kids and stuff.
Yeah, call them the banana republics.
Yeah.
But look at us.
It's like we going down that same
We're
route.
going down the same path, man. So
It's just-
Margie Taylor Greene, bro, she's the lightning rod, bro. She's she's unapologetic, MAGA. This is interesting, man. So the whole beef, between Kendrick, Drake, Ross, Metro Boomin, and Future. So Kendrick, man, put down that Drake, had a daughter that he ain't been looking out for. So here we go. See what she has to say, bro. She's surfaced. I know Drake's gonna come and say cap.
So by now, I'm pretty sure everybody has heard about the Drake and Kendrick beef, and how Drake supposedly has a hidden daughter, and it's me. When I was younger, when he was in my life, he gave me the nickname Kiki. My real name is Kiori. But that's where I got my rap name, and he made the Kiki Do You Love Me song without me. So if he somehow sees this video, I would just like to reconnect with him, because I haven't seen him in many, many years. And I would like for him to pay child support if he doesn't at least come back into my life.
I think it's cap.
Tell me if you want
I think
anything.
it's cap. I think it's cap. I think it's cap. I think it's cap. I don't think that's real, bro.
Can't be real.
I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I think it's cap. I think that's just somebody who took to Twitter, X, Snapchat, or TikTok, to do this, to come out. You go and get, one of these little kids act innocent and come out there and say, Drake, that's my baby daddy. Because otherwise, where the pictures and the images and the videos with she and Drake, you said he was in your life earlier. I think it's cap, and I think that story's going to be debunked. But it's interesting. The reason why I wanted to show that particular story, because the trial that is going on, the hush money trial that's been going on in New York, President Trump, former President Trump, has taken a dramatic turn, and that is Michael Cohen, the guy who has been, the fixer and at the center of this whole case. They did not properly vet him all the way through. As you recall, my advice as related to Michael Cohen, I said, Trump is going to get off if there's anything that the jury has to rely on Cohen. Anything where he's the only witness to something, or he's the only one who said something, he's going to get off. And true to that belief, yesterday, Cohen, after he's been on the stand since Monday, so he's been on the stand all week, doing excellent. Folks is like, oh man, he's composed, he's making a great witness, he's saying this stuff. But Brandt, Donald Trump's attorney, he came in and hit him with, so, you never had a conversation on October 24 with President Trump on that particular day. He's like, so yeah, I do, I believe. We'll say, well, I got the call logs right here. And I have yours as well. And so the records that I have for you is that you was talking to Heath Schuler. Well, Heath Schuler, that's his body man. So, oftentimes, I go through Heath to speak to the boss. I say, I'm texting him, I'm like, yo, is the boss there? And he's like, yeah, what I'm saying, let me holler at him, and then he'll speak to Donald Trump at the time through Heath Schuler. So he was like, wow, isn't it true, looking at your text leading up to the actual 801 phone call, that while you're texting with Heath Schuler, you talking about some 14-year-old prankster that you was threatening, saying that, you didn't block your number, I'm going to turn you in to the Secret Service. And so you actually, and then Heath Schuler says, okay, call me. So like at 801, he texts him back, call me. So he calls him, and when he calls him, he's like, why didn't you say anything about this 14-year-old prank caller that you was threatening to go to the Secret Service on? He's like, I didn't recall. Then he's like, well, this entire conversation that you had based on the call log was 91 seconds. So in this 91-second phone call where you got these texts talking about this 14-year-old that's been harassing you, this prankster. When did you have the opportunity to talk about, you know, the situation with I paid Stormy Daniels and it's fixed and it's all good and it's all that or whatever? So, bruh, everybody just went nuts yesterday saying it's over, it's a knockout, go ahead, it's a wrap, it's a wrap, it's a wrap. So, you know, that part right there. So on not rehabilitation, but on redirect examination, which will take place on Monday. So the jury's going home, so they got, you know, because Trump's son is graduating today from high school, so they're not having court today. So yesterday, the last day, so the jury had from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They got 4 days, plus all the media reports and everybody, all the lawyers been coming out basically saying, boy, they in trouble right now. They in the side talking about cut me. They in the side, bro, you know, to come out talking about, well, they're going to have to come out and say, well, isn't it true that you discussed both things, you know, during that 90 seconds? And isn't it true? All you said was it's handled. So, you know, only took 5 seconds to say, you know, it's handled. The thing with her is handled. You know what I mean? But the bottom line is all the training and all the prep that, you know, they've been going through since this case has been filed. This man is going before the grand jury. This man has testified on Congress, on Capitol Hill, has never mentioned this 14-year-old before. So now everybody's just like, man, but y'all resting y'all whole case on Cohen? Bruh, I don't know about that. So, you know, your man, he gives a press conference before and after every trial date. So he comes in, bro, he's going off. He going off. He just reading all the legal pundits from all over. This is what this was said. This is what that was said. This is what this was said. I can't be out there campaigning because y'all done had me here for, you know, 4 weeks. And the judge just said, man, he's going to keep us here, you know, many more weeks. Many more weeks with this, trying to keep me off the campaign trail. But it doesn't seem to be working because my poll numbers are bigger than ever. I got a great lead everywhere. I'm leading with the blacks. No Republican in history. Well, not in history, but no Republican. Well, since we allowed y'all to vote, well, no Republican in history since Nixon, 1960. Since 1960 has had, he has 25% with among blacks right now, and even higher percentage among blacks under the age of 35. So they, you know what I mean, bro? If you don't get the brothers, if you don't get the brothers, bro, you got a problem.
Was there a male to female breakdown?
As far as yes, black women with Biden like 90%. They were like 90%, and older brothers and sisters are like 85%. You know, but it's the youth, bro. It's the youth. You know, not only do you have this thing going on in Palestine, and they not thinking that, you know, in Gaza that he's going far enough. And that he's really on there, and it's an old, out of touch dude that's a feeble man, and it's just like, bruh, he just don't seem like he up to the task.
Think Palestine gonna be a trivial issue?
I think they trying to get that done ASAP. They trying to get that so done. That's why he's in trouble right now with his own flank, because, you know, his coalition are Jews, Muslims. Because remember, the first thing that right off rip, Trump came with the Muslim ban right off rip. Don't let none of them come over here. You know what I mean? Like, he came with that off rip. And so, and then the Jews have been, you know, a strong Democratic coalition. So now they fighting amongst each other right now. So his whole thing is just disintegrating. And Trump is pulling from other demographics that he wasn't pulling from so much. So he's feeling, very, very confident. And if he beats this case, because it looks like this is going to be the only case that's going to happen before the election. So, I don't know, bruh. I don't know. Yeah. But you got this video right here, which is nuts, man. The Speaker of the House, which is a constitutional position, he is third. It's the president, the vice president, and then the Speaker of the House. So if somebody was to come and assassinate Biden or Harris, this is the person that would be president. So why is this dude outside the courthouse in New York City, bruh? And you saw what happened back in Washington. Why he not there looking out for what's going on? Because they all taking field trips to New York. And then what's even worse, it was like 7 vice presidential contenders at the courthouse, all dressed alike, all wearing blue suits and red ties. To come out, they all auditioning for vice president, man. But you had Sam, you got Donald, Donald, he's the black congressman out of Central Florida. So he's, he was up for Speaker of the House for a second. And they was like, man, go, it ain't your time, sit down. But he's a great Trump proponent. He's out there doing that. And then, of course, you got Tim Mushmouth Scott. Mushmouth. Y'all don't know Mushmouth. Y'all look him up from Fat Albert. The man look just like him, bruh. Just like him. So he's there. He doing it. Then you got the governor of North Dakota. He there. Then you got Senator J.D. Vance. He there, bruh. They got a who's who of folks that's auditioning out there to put their 2 cents in, which is so unethical to come out there and have, political elected officials putting their thumb on the scale where you got a seated jury. You got an actual jury, man, that's there doing their job, bro. You're not supposed to be out there, doing that, man. But that just shows you where we've come as a nation, bro. Like it's
gotten real petty.
It's super petty, bro. Super petty. So we don't even got to show this thing because I just said it what it is, man. Y'all go look it up, man. Go look at all the clowns out there, man, including the Speaker of the House, in there basically just saying whatever Trump said is what they out there saying. Oh, go back to the LeBron James story with Bronny. Yep, right there. So you talk about, gaslighting. This is the definition of gaslighting. They done put out a video of Bronny James going 11 for 11 at the draft combine for the NBA. 11 for 11 from 3. Just this video alone gonna get the masses like, boy, you better go. Boy, you better go with Bronny. And so word is the Dallas Mavericks are looking to take Bronny James.
No.
They saying the Dallas Mavericks are looking to take Bronny James. Because if you take Bronny James, what comes with that? His daddy. His daddy is a free agent. So they talking about, reuniting LeBron with Kyrie. And then you got Luka. So, I mean, that's a squad, bruh.
I've noticed it's a lot of marketing. There's a lot of marketing going on with Bronny and his draft status. I can see the LeBron camp. First they try to play him up. It's like he's worthy, you know what I'm saying? Then he does really well in the combine. then he kind of tones it down, and he's like, he's not definite to go if somebody other team drafts him. You know, it's like he's
looking
trying
at the portal. He said
Uh-huh.
he might still stay in college, or he might go to G League. You know, he got options, but you know the experts are saying like he not that guy.
Yeah.
But he
not
can't
ready.
easily be that guy. Just like Rome. You know, remember Romeo? Romeo is
Master P's
son,
Mm-hmm.
and Romeo got a scholarship to go to USC
Mm-hmm.
and was playing basketball. You know, so we like, what? Rome out there?
Mm-hmm.
Romeo out there playing. Why is that? Well, Romeo's best friend was the guy that USC really wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like, okay, y'all be a package deal.
Was that Watson?
I don't even know who it
The
was.
guy who
I
scored
didn't even
like
follow it
100
that time.
points. Yeah, I remember. Mhm.
Okay, but that's so that lets you know how things go, especially out in L.A. Because you know in L.A. you saw even Diddy did it. You know with his son Christian,
Yeah.
he was out there I think for UCLA. He was on the UCLA football team when he got into it with the when he went to the practice and he got into it. I think he was swinging a barbell at the coach.
Oh wow.
Oh man, that was when he was out there. I guess he got into it with the coach, with one of the coaches, and then he out there swinging a barbell at him. You know,
I think Lakers gonna take him with the second round pick. I think pick 47. I think that's gonna pretty much be a definite.
yeah. I mean, if they want, you know what I'm saying. If you want Bronny to stay,
Mm-hmm.
you take his son.
Yeah.
So ain't no need to have pride now, bro. Don't have no pride now, bro. Don't let them people talk you into, you know, having some pride. Like, no, man, you got to earn this. George W. Bush ain't earned it when he went to Yale.
That has the United States was not built on. It's built on leverage.
Leverage,
You know?
nepotism.
Yeah.
Who you know, man, Bronny, don't let them, you know, get you out of that, man. Don't let them talk you out of it. What else we got?
And plus, with a second round pick, like most second round picks don't even stay in the league.
Come on, man. You already know how this thing goes. You know, if you're not in the first 15, then it's going to be whatever, because one guy might make the team.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have, you know, veterans that's sitting around that can still play and know they can still play, that's just looking for a place to go win a championship and whatnot. So if you're not that guy, you know, I agree with you. Like in NFL, a fourth round pick is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But in the NBA, nah.
Yep.
Nah. A first round, after that, is a second round draft pick is got just as much chance to make it as a undrafted free agent or somebody from Europe or coming from somewhere else, bro. Because you talking about one guy, and like look at Ben Simmons. Like look at what happened there. It's like, man, he gonna go to LSU because that's where Shaq went. Go down there, one and done. They got a whole Netflix movie on Ben Simmons, one and done. The whole thing where you know a guy not going for school, he's not going for classes. And the Thompson twins, you saw them. They didn't even go to college. They just went straight to that other league. And, you know, they end up getting drafted 4 and 5. You know, so on Sunday, man, 10:30, President Sleepy Joe Biden will be at my alma mater, Morehouse College. And unlike some of the other HBCUs, like Xavier University of Louisiana, they canceled UN ambassador's commencement speech. Now, this sister right here is the UN ambassador, you know, for the United States. That means basically she lives in New York and goes to the UN, you know, into the General Assembly and represents the country. So you had this person slated to come, and your students get y'all to uninvite her. That's what that story right there, you know, is all about, bro.
Why?
Because of the whole thing in Gaza. This is all about Gaza. Like,
Really?
this is all about Gaza. But Linda Thomas Greenfield, it was like, nah, the students was like, nah, don't come. So the HBCU president, Reynold Verrett, was like, nah, we're gonna rock with that.
So even the HBCUs are picking up this plight.
Bruh, they've been putting all kind of pressure on Morehouse to disinvite, not to do it. And the president, President Thomas, he went on NPR this past weekend and told everybody, you know, that's what Morehouse is all about. You know, it does, just because you're going to come doesn't mean that we're going to agree with everything that you have to say, but we are going to listen. We're going to listen in a dignified manner, the way that Morehouse does. That's what Morehouse is known for. We're going to listen to what it is that you got to say, and we're going to take it in. And but one thing he did say that I do not agree with is that he basically said, if the police are at the point where they are going to zip tie or start arresting students, he calling the whole thing. So that's the warning that he's already giving people, which I don't agree with that, and I don't understand that. Flo performed last Wednesday at Cornell University in Ithaca, New York. You know, they started, the Ivy League schools, they started with that, and they've been on that for a few weeks until they just started, you know, smashing heads and clearing out these encampments that they was doing. But even in Flo's performance, you know, I saw maybe 5 people get escorted out, and everybody kept the party going. So why are you going to let a few people try to spoil it for everybody? I don't like that. You know, have your security, have your bouncers. When somebody come with all this stuff, just escort them out. You don't gotta arrest them or zip tie him, and hopefully he just didn't have enough time to clarify the statement. But if he's saying, like, if a person gets up there and just starts shouting at the president or starts saying something or whatever, the president can't go anywhere right now and not get heckled and not get booed. So why do you think in this climate he's gonna come to Morehouse and nobody gets up and says something? No parent, nobody sneak in and say, like, whatever slogan they got to say.
And these are HBCU students or outsiders coming to raid in the pro?
Well, no, nobody from the outside, because first of all, the tickets are hard to come by, so it's just the students and they family. So, you know, can't be nobody from the outside unless they infiltrate the press or as a cameraman or climb a fence, because the graduations are usually outside. Outside.
When did we start caring about what's going on? When did our people start caring about what's going on over there?
The media told them to. The media told them to. And you saw what was going on at Columbia. You saw what was going on, you know, at these schools out in California, at USC. They canceling commencements and they got whole encampments, bro. They got like tent cities out there, keeping folks from going to classes and all that. Now, we all knew they weren't going for that on the HBCU, bro. They not going for that.
Yeah.
So if anybody know how to control, you know, some crowds, it's the security from at an HBCU, bro. They experts at that. They experts at crowd control. You know, for a lot less than protesting, you know, Gaza, man. So. You know,
that's crazy. I've never known. We got too many issues that we got to worry about on our own.
For real, bro. The elimination of DEI in the state of Florida, particular, man, like all those folks that's been working in these colleges and universities for decades, for years, they losing their gigs because, you know, Florida has taken on a race neutral philosophy, wherein, you know, no diversity. I mean, you saw it at every level. This is Florida, which, you know, we always used to say Florida is 3 states. You got South Alabama, or not South Alabama, West Alabama, South Georgia, and Latin America, you know, which is South Florida, Latin America. But now, you know, the whole state, Miami, you know, is now dominated. Even Miami, bro, is dominated by Republicans now.
What's your take on it? The elimination of DEI.
Well, I think they did a very, very smart. Well, I thought you was talking about diversity. So, DEI, man, I never really been a proponent of DEI in and of itself, because of the whole affirmative action and the way it has been used against us. You know, the number one recipients, beneficiaries of affirmative action are white women, which is not what, you know, it was intended for, intended to. You know, it's just been gone. Before integration, you know, I thought we, as a people, you know, we had more unity. we were more together. You know, we took care of our own stuff, and when we got it, you know, we succeeded. It was, you know, integration, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can go live in Weston. Oh, I can go live in Cooper City. Oh, I can go live
Took our best.
in Tamarack. And our best ended up leaving our communities and left that vacuum. And who did they leave behind? And they left
The predators.
fertile ground for the predators, the drug dealers, and the, you know, whatever else, you know, in the communities. And so, you know, the thing about DEI, it's not really going to benefit the folks it's supposed to benefit, because the folks who are getting the benefit are the folks that's going to be going to college, that was going to college before integration. You know, my fraternity was founded in 1906, right? 1906, way before integration, way before affirmative action. And that was at a Ivy League institution in 1906. Folks have been going. W.E.B. Du Bois, the first Harvard black grad. You know, folks been going to college since colleges been around, right? So the DEI and the affirmative action oftentimes goes towards, you know, the folks that was going to go to anyway, that was going to be able to get to school anyway and getting these particular funds. And I think it needs to be more targeted. I think it needs to be more targeted economically, you know, people who really, because education changes circumstances. You know, a college graduate over their career will earn over $1 million more than a person without. Those are just the numbers. You know, those are just the numbers. Whether or not that job really needs a college degree or not, you know, not necessarily. But those are just impediments and obstacles that's put to keep people out. So going in there and getting that, it's like you can't drive a car without a driver's license. Well, how many people know how to drive but don't have a driver's license, or was driving before they had a driver's license? It's just, you know, people got their hand in it, and it's like, no, you got to pay us to drive. You got to get this license to make sure, you know how to drive. So I'm just, on the DEI, I know it's very unpopular, but I just think, and I've had an unpopular position as related to affirmative action, that I was like, man, it's not really benefiting our people. And then what it does, it stigmatizes many of our people, so that when you are in, you know, high stress, high pace, these powerful positions, then you got folks saying, oh, they just there.
It discounts.
Because of that. You know, like, oh, I don't want no DEI pilot. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get on no plane with no black pilot. You know, I don't want, you know, it's like there's a stigma, like, oh, you know, what qualified other person not here because one of y'all are here. So, I mean, I wish we were a colorblind society, but I know we aren't. But the way in which this affirmative action has come out, I think it's harmed our community on average. You know, it needs to be done different. Like, take the money and build institutions. Take the money and build institutions. Now, one thing before I move on from that, the DEI don't have anything to do with, guess who? The athletes. So, all right, when are you going to get to the parents and get to the students and be like, yo, let's take our talents to a HBCU. You could definitely take over basketball because you only need fewer people. You need more for football, but still, build FAM up. Some of these schools, even though FAM receives state funding, I think because they've been around and I think their alumni is strong enough that even if they withdrew all the funding and said, y'all not getting any more state funds, I think a school like FAM would rally. But there are a lot of schools that would fold, without the state funding.
I think as far as the DEI and the affirmative action, I'm not a supporter of really none of that. I believe there's always a back door that we don't benefit it. I've seen too many owners of multi-million-dollar construction companies that they'll marry their wife or have a disclaimer that kind of makes them a minority. Me, no,
that's what you do. Like in these in these RFPs, man, in these bids, and you look in the paper for these bids, and they'll say, oh, there's going to be a 10%, 15%, or a 25% SBE component, which is a small business or minority-owned project, and they'll go and get one person. They'll go get that one person and be like, we're going to, you're going to be the face, but we're going to put all the money behind it, and we're going to do all the stuff. But you show up to the meeting. You show up to the meeting, and then we go on the job site. You're like, where the black people at?
None.
Where they at? This is supposed to be 25% of the work supposed to be going to this minority contractor. Where's that going? So people, like you said, they always backdoor. Look at the folks with, even with the indigenous people, with the Native Americans and the casinos. You get deep down and you get behind and see if you don't find folks that they don't look indigenous, they don't look Native Americans. Money talk,
and they'll use that one minority as the gatekeeper.
Oh yeah,
and have all kind of backdoor deals with that one gatekeeper.
Oh yeah, got to come see me. Got to see me. Got to see me, and they have all this stuff, and folks relish that. They trained to be in that role, to be in that position, to be like Sam Jackson's character in Django, to be that guy sitting there, got the guy ear, because they got their own hustle going on, and they ain't trying to have no smart people coming in there figuring out, like Baron Madoff, like Madoff, Madoff, sitting there, Ponzi scheming. Billions. And there was a whistleblower. The whistleblower, bro, nobody would listen to this guy. He was just like, yo, I'm doing the numbers. It don't add up. It don't add up. But Buddy the people who was in, he just kept feeding them the rock. He just kept paying them and paying them and paying them and paying them. And dude wasn't doing any of the stuff that he was supposedly doing. Any of the stuff.
I believe until we come with the mindset that these programs are not going to save us, we just going to get. I'm of the mindset is leave us alone. We don't need no help, no assistance.
We'll figure it out.
Leave us alone. Leave us to our own devices.
Yeah, but only thing I would say contrary to that, brother, is that that's not America. Dr. King has a very, very famous speech. Well, it was an interview, actually. It was an interview. It wasn't a speech. It was an interview. I believe by Chris Wallace's dad, Mike Wallace, who used to be on 60 Minutes. He interviewed him. He was basically like, what's wrong with the black people? Why they can't just, why they can't succeed like all these other people? And Dr. King, man, pointed out, first of all, when this occurred, like early 1960, after the Montgomery bus boycott, where you still there was no Civil Rights Act of 64. That didn't come to 64, or the Voting Rights Act of 65. So we didn't have a ballot in the South, and, we was being blatantly, discriminated against and having to come in. Had all these Supreme Court rulings and decisions just to be able to enter establishments and come in and eat and all these things, public accommodation and things of that nature. But the most, I would say, fitting thing that he said, which when he first said it, I did not know it at the time, when he talked about the homestead situation in the United States. And what the homestead situation was, our country encouraged people, poor people from Europe in particular, to come to America where they got free land. Free land. That's what the homestead is. You meet at, say, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's like a big race. And then they give you these ribbons. And then, like, 7 o'clock, you know, they fire the gun, and you run out and you stake your land.
Wow.
And that's your land.
Wow.
You don't have to pay for it. And then come up with these land grant colleges, you know, to receive the training and to come in, man. You got to see that. If I remember and I come across it, I'm going to forward it to you, bro, so you can just see what he was talking about, you know, just in terms of, like, y'all coming in there to my man, what happened to y'all? Why y'all can't do this? Like, the promises that have been made to us have never been kept. You know, never been kept. Never kept those promises. Even the promises that were initially made to the indigenous people and the Native Americans, you see how they got screwed. You know, Manhattan for, you know, some disease beads and some liquor and a couple dollars, couple trinkets, man, the most valuable property in America, you know, swindled. You know, always swindle. All these treaties that were made with indigenous people broken, right? So there's a history of that. So to your point, I would simply say, you know, solve like you did with COVID. Let's just get it done once and for all. And we have a big meeting. We had a big meeting. We had a big black meeting. We have the big black meeting and just say, listen, you got to get it how you get it in America.
That's what we need.
You got to get it how you get it. But what we're going to do is we're going to negotiate. You know, Farrakhan tried to do it. Well, Elijah Muhammad before him tried to do it, you know, in their own way. But, you know, you already see, you know, how that goes when you talk about, you know, Farrakhan, you say his name, and all of us, you anti-Semitic, period. Nobody going to listen. But what the Nation of Islam had proposed was like 2 or 3 states, not populous, less populous states, like in the West, that we will call it, you know, a free state, a free black state. You know, give us this land or whatever. And we'll call it free, and we will go in there and build our own, you know, institutions and do our own stuff in here, govern ourselves, you know, in this particular time. They have been advocating for that, and of course, you know, government didn't go for it. But what the nation has been doing is they have thousands of acres, you know, of farmland that they develop and that they're doing, and they quietly have been, you know, doing that. That $1 billion that Muammar Gaddafi, you know, had pledged, government would not allow them to send that, you know, to the nation. So it's not like, you know, folks haven't had efforts or attempts. But I would say, like COVID, how you solve COVID, just say $1 trillion. You know, it used to be that $1 trillion, you know, you're like, wow, $1 trillion, you can't even count up to $1 trillion. Well, we just saw when Trump was in office, he added $7 trillion to the deficit. So let's take $1 trillion. Let's take $1 trillion, and for $1 trillion, you know, we can either do it the route of, you know, land in, you know, the middle of the United States, and just say, okay, cool, we'll have a homeland. You know, not saying that everybody got to leave where they're at, but just saying that there's no, you know what I'm saying, it's a race-neutral society. There's no race on any application. There's no race on anything. It is just, You get it or you don't. No discrimination, cases, claim, get it out the muscle. If you want to be black, my power, soul people, y'all got your own place. Go there.
Okay.
Go there. A second way, another alternative would be you take $1 trillion, you go where the most populous people are, which is in the South. Most black people live in the South, and just say, okay, we're going to divide this up. You know, we're going to do institution in South Florida, institution in Central Florida, institution in the Panhandle, where, you know, in every one of these states, there will be, you can have a black homeland in every one of these states, sort of like a reservation for the Native Americans, for the indigenous people.
Or like the Jewish community.
Like they do. They come in and they just...
They gate it off.
They gate it off and say, man, this how we rolling. This how we doing it. Their own police force, just like Miccosukee got their own police force, and we want to handle things, you know, here. But when you go outside of those gates...
Different rules.
Different rules. So, you know, it's different things. Another way could be the elimination of taxes. You know, black people shouldn't have to pay taxes for, as far as reparation for X number of years. If you can demonstrate that you are descendants or you have descendants from slavery, you know, in this nation, then your family should not have to pay taxes for 10, 15, 20 years. Like, whatever the case may be, and when that time period is up, is up. Just like I was just seeing the other day, folks was like, man, it's getting where you can't even afford to live in Miami. You cannot afford to live in Miami. And before you say, oh, man, we got to change that. We got to come with affordable housing. No, you don't. Move to Homestead.
There you go.
Move to Port St. Lucie. Move somewhere else. Move somewhere else. Because when you come up with solutions and problems based on, you know, these situations, there's always resentment. There's always folks that's coming like, you know, you picking and choosing. That's one of the things that my party used to say before we got all crazy with the MAGA. It's like, nah, the picking and winning the losers. Winners and losers. That's how they used to be like, we not with...
socialism.
Yeah, socialism. Like, we not with that. We not with the affirmative action because it's picking winners and losers. Well, what the hell do you call 400 years of slavery? If you ain't picking winners and losers, you know what I'm saying? And then for the governor, our governor, to tell us that slavery benefited black people, you know, just totally discounting the construction of the pyramids and how we ruled this planet for thousands of years. Ruled this planet, bruh.
Yeah, I'm all for, okay, cut the check, right the wrong, and then we even. No more government programs, no more redistribution of wealth. Now, if you give us whatever a fair amount of reparation, whatever, make it even.
Let's be
everybody
done.
on for everybody
right,
for this.
We all on point.
No more welfare. No more nothing.
We all on point, man. This is funny right here. This is this comedian right here, but he take things to the edge, bruh. He take it to the edge. The thing that I like about this particular comedian, bruh, is he's not afraid to, and I prefer folks that talk about black people, like white people who talk about black people in stereotypical manners, but in ways that, you know, make you think.
Was realer than you think. Here's how Shane Gillis and SNL parodied the new Fox game show last week.
FDR.
Oh, Margaret Thatcher.
Pass.
Reggie Douglas.
Pass.
Roger King. Maya Angelou.
Pass.
Colin
I'm sorry, I
Powell.
know him, but I'm nervous. Pass.
Al Sharpton.
I know them all. It's my brain's not. Let's pass.
Right now, you go to the next one, bro. You'll see if you slide it. If you slide it, Steph Curry. If you slide it, Oprah Winfrey. You'll see
Afraid to get it wrong.
that it was an actual show, bro.
Wow.
Cleveland.
Of course they don't.
I thought they had just made this bit up. But take a look at this. Here's actual footage from the floor on Fox.
Pass.
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 Pass, Felicia.
Oh,
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Kate Hudson.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Steph Curry.
Pass.
Jennifer Aniston.
Dennis Rodman. So that's he's done some other things, man. Like he did. I remember he did a on SNL. He did another game show where he was on the team. He was on the team, man, and he was good, man. But I like humor like that. I like folks that confront like what's really going on. Like no, I know this for like white people being uncomfortable. Like it's cool when they're uncomfortable. So here you go. This is our oh yeah, this dude right here. Yeah, whichever one you go, man, because this is South Florida right here. This buddy right here just got arrested, man, at Exchange nightclub, bruh. Look at this clown. 28 years old, bruh. Just threw his whole life away, dog. He just threw his whole life away, man.
For a bouncer.
Yeah, man, because he gets kicked out of the club. And but you got to keep your head on the swivel, man. You got any footage on that or no?
No, I ain't no
Can't play
footage on this.
Yeah, so what the footage ends up showing is that he gets kicked out of the club, and then the bouncer's outside talking to somebody else. He walked right up to him, bro, and just guns him down, man. And then here's our girl, JT, the city girl, man. She took on Sukiyani, man. You're not supposed to punch down. You see, the game been trying to, bring Rick Ross into the fight, and Rick Ross won't let Game in. He won't let him in, bro.
He's just ignoring him.
Game like, tag me. Game done put a whole track out. Ross won't even do it, man. He was like, man, y'all hungry, man. Y'all want to eat. He comes with a Louis Vuitton bowl with a, you know what I mean? Like, man, y'all ain't eating. Ross like, man, bro, why am I to do this? And I thought JT should have handled it the same way, but I guess Suki got under her skin. See what JT had to say.
Rap, you will never be taken serious as an artist. I said it. Screen record this. You did too much. You do too much. The focus can't ever be just about the music because you on your page selling yeast infection cream, girl. And then you want to post a song after. So you post yeast infection cream, sex toys. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's all stay on topic now because I support the naked hustle. I support women who hustle. I support it, but I don't support Suki, and I never will. Nothing she do, everything she do from the day she got on there and accused me of being a drug addict when I never did drugs. Girl, I don't even give drugs. I don't even give that.
A little friend in the back co-signing.
Then y'all want to bring up rap. You will never be taken serious as an artist. I said it. Screen record it.
Yeah. So, I thought if she was going to do anything, that was enough. But she done did a song. Once you do a song, oh girl done won. Having said that, man, appreciate you. And, appreciate y'all too, man. Again, to my folks on Video Mix. As y'all rolling to Memorial Day weekend, y'all enjoy. Stay prayed up, man. Just think tomorrow, is a new day, new opportunities, to come in and do, what needs to be done, man. So, anything else, though?
That's it, man. Y'all be safe out there.
All right, Teddy T. Be good, sir, wherever you at, man.
And we out.
We out.
I can't do it.
I
can't do it.
All right, my brother.